It's not just mine, his or her house. This is our house.
Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Tyrone Lowe. This is my show, The Legends. In the House of the Legends, I have someone that's a mother, she's an author, and she's also an educator. I give you Vivian Sykes. Welcome to The Legends.
Thank you for having me, Tyrone. I
Uh,
appreciate the invitation.
So tell everybody where you're based from.
Based from Long Island, New York, was raised in a small town called Wyandanch,
Okay.
predominantly brown community.
Mm-hmm. And so, as far as an educator, how does that, how does that reflect on you? How did you actually get involved with that?
So I went to college. It took me 7 years to finish my bachelor's degree.
Okay.
I'm the first female in my family to obtain my degree.
Okay.
It was important for me to do that because all around me, all I ever seen was poverty, family on welfare, and I knew that's not what I wanted.
Right.
So I was determined as a single mom to get my bachelor's degree.
Okay.
Yes, so I took up elementary education, so I'm able to teach. But I haven't been teaching since COVID.
Okay.
Was inspired to write my book, Super Credit for Kids.
Right. So who inspired you to actually say that one day, listen, you can do this, and what made you feel that you can actually accomplish this?
During the pandemic, I was on social media and Instagram, something I never used to be on because I was focused on
Right.
getting my degree. And I ran into some influencers that were very, very, influential. And it made me think, I want to be that impact in the world that can help my community be knowledgeable. And it starts at a young age.
Right. And why kids at this point?
Why not children?
Okay.
There's so many adults, 30s, 40s, 50s, that still don't have their finances right.
Right.
And if we start with credit, then you can have anything you want. Credit is king. I truly, truly believe that. So if we start at a young age, we implement these great habits and just put the words in their brain.
Right.
When they become adults, they'll have better habits.
Okay.
With their
So
finances.
that's actually developing a different mindset for them financially.
Yes, yes. Implanting that in their mind at an early age.
Right.
Very early age.
So do you feel that at this point right now that has it been working for them, or have you actually got any feedback on this book?
The feedback is amazing.
Okay.
From the young and from the adults.
Okay.
They say it's very needed. I was able to had a privilege to speak at my daughter's school.
Okay.
And the responses were amazing. Definitely the schools are not teaching this in the curriculum. And it's very important because these are life things that we're going to need after school.
I think it's very important, especially now at this state and age where finances is very, needs to be actually known about.
Yes.
And if a kid knows about, especially if they know the definition of what credit is.
Yes.
I think it would actually take them a long way.
Yes.
Financial issues is a very important part of how kids are growing up right now.
Absolutely.
Because of their, I would say, their stagnation to where their focus is supposed to be.
Well, it's not necessarily their fault. It's the lack of knowing.
Yeah, well, I would say, like I grew up off of Pro Kids and Converses. You know what I mean? I didn't grow up off of Jordans and things like that.
Yes.
And when these sneakers came out in the beginning, like FUBU and stuff like that, that took financial. That took the financial aspect to a whole different level.
It sure
Would
did.
you say that?
I would say so. And we have to teach our children that in order to want these name brand sneakers or clothes, you need to earn it. Nothing is handed to you.
Exactly.
You know, when we feel like entitled, like things should be handed to us, that's when we become in a bind. You know, there's a lot of financial stresses that the minority community is experiencing. And it's sad because we just don't know. And then when we do know, we don't take the time to make different changes as far as repairing your credit. You know, with great credit, you can go into a car lot, buy a car. You can put, I didn't know, you could, I learned this recently. You can have a $50,000 limit on a credit card, and you can use that to purchase your first home.
Right.
You know, so credit is everything.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you can't even get an apartment unless you have good credit.
My question to you is that dealing with this book alone, a person that's mathematically dysfunctional, does it help them, you know, as far as their addition, their subtraction, the multiplication, and the division of math, in a sense?
I don't know if I would say in a sense. It basically teaches them responsibility.
Right.
You don't have to know math.
Okay. I just wanted to make that sure.
Yes.
Because
yes.
some people would say, well, credit. And people try to bypass that. It's
Yes.
like, it's not a reality to them.
Right, especially teaching it to a young child.
You know, so I figure, well, you know what, I'd rather put that out there just to let you know that viewers that you don't have to be mathematically inclined to know about credit.
No.
You know, I think there's something that a lot of people should actually get into, you know, and if you're a mother, a father, or a parent, I believe strongly that they should actually get this book and read about it and let them know what it's all about, you know. So, I mean, how has your reach been as far as the book is concerned? I mean, have you got any numbers as far as sales?
As far as sales, I've sold about 100 books so far.
Great.
It's you can find it on Amazon.
And when was the book erected?
When was it? About a year ago.
Okay.
Yes, about a year ago.
You know, so you have children.
Yes.
And are they actually collecting on this knowledge?
They are. So I have two young adults, 23, my son, and my daughter's 21,
Right.
and then my youngest is 11. So yes, my young adults, they're working towards.
Okay. What is your
Working-
marketing strategy right now as far as getting this book out there? Are you just going to make it just in the United States, or are you trying to get it to different other levels of different countries and stuff like
My
that?
goal is for it to be nationwide because this information is important for all children around the world. Currently, I'm in the United States. It's on Amazon, word of mouth, you know, people referring me, telling, you know, I tell you, you tell someone else. So I believe it's going to reach the masses.
That's great. You know, I love your drive and your energy towards this
Thank you.
because
Thank
it's
you.
not everybody, like I said, have the perseverance to actually target on something like
Yes,
this.
yes.
You know, and for you to actually develop this,
Yeah.
I think that's amazing.
Thank you, Tyrone. I'm not comfortable with living below my means
Right.
anymore. You know, we're
Right,
supposed
yeah.
to live in abundance and in prosperity.
True.
We can't stay the same, you know, and oftentimes in the minority communities, there's a lot of lack, and the lack causes stress, anxiety, fights, you know, welfare,
Yeah.
you know. So please.
I think it's very important that they get into the fundamentals of credit.
Yes.
Because the political officials, they're always changing the status
Yeah.
of our incomes, the economy,
Yes.
and things like that. And I think like what you're doing right now would actually balance it out like a checkbook.
Absolutely. 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 And we need all the parents to be on board with really making this a necessity topic to their
Right.
children. You know, and it's not all about the score, it's about the profile. With credit, you have to make sure you're a good steward over your bills. You can't pay late. You can't have
Right.
any collections.
Being
you know.
habitual at that point.
Yeah, and then personal credit leads to business credit eventually,
Right.
you know.
Due to the fact of development for children, would it help them with their future as far as what they want to do in college and, you know, things like that?
Oh, absolutely. I believe it will. Yeah.
You know, I feel it will because as a good parent, like me, for instance, I'm always trying to tell mine to always look ahead
That's
and
right.
be,
Yes.
be mindful of what's going on today. And
Yes.
like I would ask I have 13 grandkids and 4 great grands, so
Oh,
I'm always asking questions like, "Where you want to be 5 years from now, man?"
that's awesome.
They always tell me, "I want to be like you." No, you don't want to be like me. I want you to be greater than
Right.
me.
That's right. That's the
Develop the
goal.
fundamentals of life right now, of things that's going around you, and this is great because this is like a debit card or a credit
Absolutely.
card
Credit
to
card.
them.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I'm sure that it would teach them how to do actual investments, things
Yes.
like that, how to save a penny.
Yes.
When Kawasi was here last week, he did a thing that was really very phenomenal.
Yes.
When he gave your daughter a $10 bill.
Yes.
And
Yes.
he asked her, "What you gonna do with the bill?" I forgot what she said.
Yes.
It was kind of funny,
Yes.
but he said, "No, you can spend the 5, but put the other 5 in your pocket."
That's right. Saving is so important. Saving is so important. We should actually be saving 70% and only spending 30%.
Okay. So do you think by you putting this book out economically, do you feel that the fundamentals of the financial world will be like, "Oh man, she shouldn't have put that book out. Now she's telling all our secrets."
No, I don't, not
or
necessarily.
some type of intimidation or something like that.
I think that they might, but I don't know.
I'm just
Hypothetically
speaking.
yeah. It's okay. I don't know, but I don't even care.
I would like to intimidate them.
Right, right.
Really.
Right.
Because they're actually buying they're investing in things for 2 cents and they're selling it for like $100.
That's true.
And then without a care in the world,
That's true.
and they target the black people
That's
of
true.
color.
That's true.
Because we're deprived and they feel that we're not knowledgeable to unify ourselves to the point it's like saying, well, they have developed a sense of instant gratification.
Very true. Very
You
true.
understand?
Yes.
Because they targeted by their esteem,
Yes.
especially going to school.
That's very true.
Back in my days, if you didn't have Pro Keds or Converses on and you had a thing called rejects on, you were not accepted.
It's very true.
You know what
Very
I
true.
mean? So now they have flipped that to the point now that in order for you to stand out and also be adjusted with a certain type of clique or something,
Yes.
you have to be down with whatever they're wearing and things of that. I think that's very, very cunning to me.
Yes. Especially with social media, people are portraying to have a lot,
Right.
but necessarily might not have a lot.
Right.
And it's not about that. It's about what you're doing behind the scenes that
Right.
matters.
My target is just the children because
Yes.
that causes the development.
Yes.
As
Yes.
far
Starting
as,
with the children.
growing up and knowing that, no, you can't tell me that 2 and 2 ain't 4. I know.
Right.
And if you don't believe me, read this book.
Yes. 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 And it's a very basic book. It starts off with a mom talking
Right.
to her daughter,
hmm
and the
You,
daughter.
you came up with the concept, of course.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And the daughter asks her, "Mommy, what is credit?"
Right.
That's exactly how the book starts.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to take a break and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
It's not just mine, his or her house. This is our house.
We got some fun people in the house tonight.
This is our house.
And we're back. My name is Tyrone Lowe. I'm your host. The show is called The Legends. In the House of the Legends, I have Vivian Sykes, and this is her book. You guys go out there and get it and do the right thing. So, Vivian, what do you, I mean, you put this out there, but what do you expect it to be as far as broadband to a lot of people out here right now? What's your concept behind it?
My concept, like what I want them to get out of it?
Right.
I want them to understand the importance of knowing how we have to have our credit right. We have to have our finances right.
Mm-hmm.
The world's only getting harder, and it's urgent. It's urgent that we get our finances in order and that we educate our children. They're learning everything else. They're learning dances
Right.
and music
Right.
and the good movies and the bad movies and the good words and the bad words. Why not learn about credit?
Okay. And what would be a good age for them to actually try to comprehend?
This book is geared towards 4 to 11,
Okay.
ages 4 to 11. As
Wow.
young as 4, I believe you
Okay.
should start reading. Even if they can't read it to themselves, the parents should read to them.
Has it helped you in any sense, as far as clarity towards, the politics of credit?
Absolutely, yes. You mean knowing
Well,
about credit?
you had to do some type of soul searching
Oh, yes.
and try to develop
Oh,
your
yes.
concept of what it means and the offspring of it.
Absolutely. Yes.
And like I said, it's a good thing to know because I used to shun away from the word credit.
Yeah, most people do.
And, if somebody came to me and said, Tyrone, what's your credit score? I'd be like, I don't know.
Most will have that answer.
Yeah,
But credit cards are not taboo.
right.
Credit is not taboo. It'll actually help you get out of a rut if you are in a rut,
Right.
you know?
And so how do you, would this actually show you how to actually get a better credit score and things like that?
So it doesn't necessarily show you how to. Well, yeah, it explains in the most simplest form to children
Right.
on how to be good stewards and what credit is, like interest, what interest is, what a fee is, what a bureau is.
Right.
So it's very layman terms so that the children can understand it.
Because I'm saying to myself, imagine a 4-year-old getting a bill in the mail.
That would be funny. But yeah, at least when they get their bill in the mail at 18, they'll be happy and proud of themselves.
My question to you is that if anybody wants to get into this,
Yes.
as far as, doesn't have to be about credit or anything like that, what would you say to them and as far as getting into this type of situation with, writing the book and getting it out there?
What, I'm sorry, Tyrone, can you repeat the question?
A person that wants to get into this as far as publishing and being a writer
Oh.
in the category of doing this,
Yes.
what would you suggest to them of how they would go about doing it?
Well, my way of going about it was I hired a team.
Okay.
I hired a team, and a team is always necessary. You
Right.
can't do anything by yourself. But it started at home writing. I was writing. I first brainstorming, writing it all down, and then I'm not sure if everyone's familiar with the app called Fiverr.
Okay.
If you don't know Fiverr, look it up. It's amazing. They have many people on there that specialize and expert in different things. So I had hired someone on Fiverr. They helped me put the cover together, helped me format the book.
Okay.
I had the words, but I didn't know how to put it together.
And in what different categories can the book actually help people? Is it just all financial, or does it have different other aspects to it?
It's all financial, all financial. Again, it's for children 4 to 11, so it's written very simple, so they will learn how important credit is and why credit works and what you should do as far as paying on time. I gave an example in the book of
Right.
if your friend loaned you money, I gave an example of what trust was. Trust is very important in the credit world. If they don't trust you, they're not going to give you any credit cards. So I gave that example in the book that, if your friend lends you something, you give it back, or if not, you'll lose that trust with a friend.
Wow. That's kind of cool, man, because, I mean, imagine a 5-year-old having his own credit card and saying, well, listen, I'm going to buy me a bike, and I
Yes.
got a credit card because I know
Yes.
I'm going to pay on time.
Yes, yes, yes. It's very important to start early.
You know, I feel at this point right now, all the information, even if it's not financial, for the kids alone,
Yes.
I think is very, 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 very important.
Absolutely. I know I wasn't hearing about credit at 4 years old.
You know,
I didn't hear about credit until I was probably in college.
okay. Do you feel that at this point right now that, you know, engaging in the message to the children, do you think is very important right now?
Yes.
When you really look at society itself. I mean, discard the book. I mean, all around,
So the message about credit, finances.
everything. I mean, everything. I mean, this comes to key with it because, you know, there's a lot of things that's going on in the world right now, you know, and I feel that at this point right now, the message, I call the book The Message.
I see.
You know,
yeah.
it's like the Bible
Yes. Yes.
of actually getting away from all that garbage.
Yes.
You
yes.
know,
yes.
how do you feel about that? I mean, society itself right now, because it's a lot of things that kids are misled by. They're not authoritarians. They're
Very
not brought
true.
up to be that way, you know, in their homes,
Very true.
which is actually, they go out there, they're lost, and they go out in the streets and they have no sense of direction,
Very true.
you know. And do you feel, in a sense, that even if you write more books about it, do you think that will be something that would be very, very helpful to them, in a sense?
Yes, it would be very helpful. I'm actually planning on writing other books
Okay.
on saving and investing, the
Okay.
importance of savings, because that's not in there, and investing is very important.
Okay.
But yeah, the message is needed.
Right.
To
Most
get
definitely.
their minds off of, like you said, the clutter and the what don't matter, you know, through the TV and the music.
Right.
Some of it is not good for us.
I think that the book is very good because when they develop themselves into who they want to be,
Yes,
I think this book would be key for them. You know, where
Absolutely.
they can actually go to different outlets for money,
absolutely,
you know, where to actually go to finance this or,
absolutely.
you know, and I think that's cool, man. You know.
Absolutely.
So do you have anything you want to say out there to the parents, you know, that's actually, that, you know, corresponding to this book?
Parents, I just want you to know that I know as a mother, because I'm a mother, our days are very busy. But if you could just sit with your children and take 5 to 20 minutes and just instill in them the importance of having better financial habits so that they can be better than us. You know, like myself, I've experienced some financial struggles. It's not a very good feeling. And because of the struggles that I've experienced, or the environment that I was in and the people around me, I see how the lack of finances just really plays a big burden on people. So moms, dads, if you're out there, make it important to teach your children about finances, credit, investing. And even if you don't know, you can go on YouTube or you can Google it or you can pick up a book and you can read about it. Budgeting. It's all very important.
That's great. You know, I can say I'm proud of you. I mean,
Thank
really,
you.
because
Thank you.
everybody's not really focusing on the kids these days. Everybody's focusing on other garbage. And with their development, you know, I think it will make the world a better place.
Yes.
You know,
Children are sponges.
Yeah.
You know, if we give it to them early, they will never forget it.
you know, so I mean, I by example, just by being around my grandkids and stuff like that, I'm trying to filter out who's going to be this, who's going to be that,
Yeah.
the mindset.
Yes.
You know, I definitely got to have a book. I'm going to give it just to my grandson, Nathaniel,
Thank
because
you.
he seems to be the most
Financial.
outward type of guy. You know, I can just see him right now. When I look at him, I see him like back in the days when he used to have the bank teller with the bow ties on.
Like a businessman.
Yeah, he's always negotiating.
Yes.
Even with me.
Yes.
You know, he's like, they call me granddaddy, you know, and I'm like, he's always, well, you know what, if you give me $20, you know, I'm gonna give you back like $30.
Okay.
So I'm asking him, so what you gonna do? He said, well, that's my business as far as how I'm gonna make my money, which is cool.
That's
But I
funny.
think that's a very good thing for them to know that financial aspects of life is a very important thing.
Very important. Yes,
You know,
very
I
important.
feel that at this point right now, it's very much needed. You guys go out there, get this book. And can you tell them what platforms it's on? I know it's on Amazon, but is there
Yes,
any
it's
other
on
platform?
Amazon. Also, it's on my website, viviansykes.com. Also, you can find me on Instagram as V is Wonderful, VISWONDERFUL. Thank you, everyone.
Okay.
Thank you,
I want to
Tyrone.
thank you for being on my show.
yes, yes.
Come again.
Yes.
If you got any information that you really want to put out there, just come to the show and we'll make sure it happens.
Thank you.
This is Tyrone Lowe. I'm your host of this show, The Legends. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. You guys go out here, get this book, and you heard what the lady says. It helps. Every little thing helps. And this has been another T-Lo video production, and you guys stay tuned for another episode. Thank you.
It's not just mine, his or her house. This is our house.